Hi, I'm Tom Heinzman, and I'm the president of Bullfrog Power and one of the co-founders. We founded it about 7 years ago, back in 2004. That's weird. We started in 2004 as well. My name's Ted Grant. I'm one of the co-founders of Moksha Yoga. We're a community of hot yoga studios around Canada and the US, and opening in Europe soon. Mine, for sure, my primary environmental concern would be consumerism and how it's done in particular. I think the way that we are overly disposable with what we buy and our need to continuously accumulate more and more is really fundamentally part of our psyche now, and I think it's causing a bit of a challenge in resource extraction, how we interact politically and socially. So yeah, that's a very big concern for me. My biggest concern, not that consumerism isn't an issue, but would be climate change. And over the course of the years, I've worked on forestry and water issues and toxic issues, and they're all important. Climate change for me, though, is its impacts are potentially unbelievably profound, and so they're also more intergenerational for me. You know, those issues are, the other ones, forestry, etc., are very immediate. This one has me thinking about generations out, which as a relatively young parent is very powerful for me. Bullfrog Power is a green, renewable energy choice. So, I mean, think about it. In your day-to-day life, you've got green choices in everything. The clothes you wear, where you do your yoga, the food you eat, but we haven't had it in energy. And it's the biggest single contributor to our environmental footprints. Throughout the fabric of what we do with Moksha, from how we design and build and manage our studios, they're environmental from bottom to top. Another thing that we do is a 7-week challenge called Living Your Moksha. And one of the weeks, the challenge involves doing green initiatives. So for example, during the Live Green week, one of the things that we ask all the Living Your Moksha participants to do is to go vegetarian or vegan for a week, because a lot of people don't realize the massive implications of a meat-based diet and how that affects the planet. We also do something called supersizing the challenge. So if you want to do something extra, we ask people not use any disposable containers for the week. So anytime you go to a restaurant or go to get your coffee, you've got your mug, you've got your Tupperware, and that has a massive impact on things. And it's something you can carry over into your life after the challenge is over, which is really important to us. A third thing that we're going to ask people to do is sign up for Bullfrog Power. We think it's a great way, if you Bullfrog Power your home or your apartment. Even if you don't own your home, you can Bullfrog Power. And it's as simple as going to bullfrogpower.com. I've been a big fan of Bullfrog Power since its inception. I was one of the first homeowners who signed up, as was my family, my brother. And it was a pretty easy fit for Moksha to do that. So we met as a community, and Tom came and spoke to us. And we all voted as studio owners to adopt Bullfrog Power as our green electricity supplier. Not to mention that, but now that they've been involved with natural gas, we've got a few studios doing that as well. So our communities have been intertwined since both of our beginnings. Yeah, so I just wanted to say what an amazing opportunity it is to collaborate with Moksha. We try to collaborate as much as we can with Moksha, and there's a discount coupon that's going up on our promo exchange, because we'd love everybody to, if you haven't tried it, to get out to a Moksha studio and give it a whirl. Moksha is making sure that as much renewable energy goes onto the electricity grid, and it displaces other forms of conventional energy. And it means that Moksha can claim emissions reductions. So Moksha's emissions reductions would be in the order of 1,000 tons of carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas, in the order of 2,000 kilograms of NO, nitric oxide, and I think it's in the order of 44
kilograms of highly radioactive nuclear waste.
So, Tom, can I ask you a question? Can you, if someone were to walk into a Moksha studio who had no idea what renewable energy was all about, not only that, how Bullfrog works, how would you explain it in the most easy to understand terms?
In terms of how it works, so think of the electricity grid, or for that matter, the natural gas system, as a bathtub. And into the grid are all the sources, so coal, gas, nuclear, hydro, etc. And then we all draw out from the other side of the bathtub. The more renewable power, more power from wind and from low-impact hydro, solar, etc. that comes into the bathtub, the less of the other polluting sources are required. So that's it. We want to fill up the bathtub. We want a green bathtub. We want to fill it up with as much green energy as possible.
So the more students of Moksha Yoga and the more Moksha Yoga studios that support Bullfrog Power, the more green energy goes into the grid.
Exactly. I mean, ultimately, if everybody was prepared to pay a premium for renewable energy, we would have a lot more, if not a completely clean electricity grid.
So on average in a household, say one of our students wanted to sign up with Bullfrog, how much would it cost extra per day?
Depends on the province, but it can be from less than 50 cents a day in some provinces to just less than $1 a day in kind of the higher priced regions. So over the course of a year it adds up, but it's still less than the cost of a coffee or
a really bad cup of coffee. There you go.
My personal vision, well, definitely part of it is 100% renewable energy future. I absolutely believe it's possible, and it's just a matter of time. Not only possible, but necessary and common sense, and then it's just a matter of time. It's human beings just having a better sense of their place in the world. And we tend to get kind of technocratic or engineering about it. Just everything is programmed and calculated, but the forces that surround us are much, much greater than us, and it just takes a lightning storm or an earthquake or a leak at a natural gas pipeline to realize that we're a small part of all of this and we can't control things. So that I do, in addition to 100% renewable future, I do think there's an important wisdom that humanity needs to attain.
Well, that dovetails nicely into what I like to say, because, just by virtue of my occupation, I'm going to orient towards the philosophical. And what we try and do with yoga is cultivate a sense of peace, not only in ourselves, but in our communities. We do that by recognizing that we are simply a part of a greater kind of web of life, and the impacts that we have through our choices, not only as consumers, but as social beings, have an impact on the entire web. So my vision for the future is that we be a lot more compassionate, that we reach out to people, towards people that don't look like us or speak different languages, that we interact and appreciate and have a sense of reverence for the natural world, and that we make our decisions as a result based on the impact that we have on those people and on those systems.